What's good? We back. Boxing Clinic. Good morning, it's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Back with that real trill boxing shit. We gonna say shit today. But appreciate everybody for subscribing, liking, sharing the videos. Keep it up. Keep telling a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. And we're gonna keep rocking out. But we talking some boxing. And we got a lot of mixed videos coming, a lot of NFL draft talk videos coming in the next day or two. And the boxing news slows down a little bit, but this is my first recorded video for today. Everything else I prepped from yesterday, so this is the first recorded video. So hopefully it's a good one. We got Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter that's gonna be ordered for the full WBC welterweight title, and Angel came out today. Angel Garcia, Danny Garcia's father, came out and say, Keith Thurman got stripped. But guess what? Even if he got stripped or he vacated, Angel, if you win the title and he's ready to come back and he's tuned up and he's healthy, he get a crack at your title. So you got to fight him. You legally obligated to fight him when he's ready to fight. So all that trash talk, potentially can come back and bite you in the ass. Make it sound good and make it sound like this. At the end of the day, we know one thing and two things for sure. Keith Thurman ain't ducking Errol Spence. He ducking Errol Spence, but he ain't ducking Shawn Porter. He ain't ducking Danny Garcia. He done whooped both of y'all asses already. So at the end of the day, he gonna come back, if he healthy, beat whoever the fuck got his belt, and then we gonna get back to talking to Errol Spence shit. But my question is, would a winner of Porter and Danny Garcia unify with Errol Spence immediately? And I doubt it, no. Now that they don't legally have to unify, have to fight Errol Spence, or they never really did, but they don't have to. They can say, you know what, we know that other alphabet champions, sanctioned belt bodies don't rank each other. So the champion will never be ranked in the IBF, WBA, or the IBF. The WBC champion won't be ranked, and vice versa. So they don't have to fight him. It still be the same amount of pressure. They'll say, oh, we waiting for Keith Thurman, then we worry about Errol Spence, or like Danny said, we trying to build the fight up. It ain't gonna get us no steps closer to, Errol Spence getting the shot that we want to see him get versus Danny and Shawn, and then potentially Keith Thurman. What this has done is probably complicated a little bit. So now, not only if Keith Thurman doesn't come back and be healthy in the time frame that that's pretty good for Errol Spence, basically saying he can come back and tune up. What if he get injured again? He back on the shelf, So basically, what I'm saying is, Shawn and Danny, will they grow a pair to unify with this guy? Now they saying that we trying to chase the WBC and we're worried about Errol Spence, but now that they can't use Keith Thurman as an excuse no more, well, they go ahead and shoot a fair one with Errol Spence. They say ain't nobody ducking him. Shawn, Kenny Porter, Shawn's dad, say Al Heyman and PBC really protecting him. He came on there with the brother Fred from Barbershop Conversation, excellent channel. Subscribe to the homie if you haven't. Saying yesterday that we would have got sued if we'd fought for the IBF. No, you wouldn't have. Lamont Peterson gave up his IBF WBA belt to fight Errol Spence. They don't mind raiding Shawn Porter, unless you did something illegal in the IBF and they trying to cover something up. So that's the only way I could think the reason why they wouldn't do it. At the end of the day, they care about the slice of the pie they're getting. And I seen other sanctioned belt bodies like the WBA, rank Curtis Stevens to fight Golovkin when he only had like one or two comeback fights after getting beat down from super middleweight to middleweight. So at the end of the day, he can lie and he can, say what he want to say. It's the fear of God that Errol Spence is putting in these guys, because Errol Spence already dog walked Shawn Porter in sparring, and they know what the real fight gonna look like with 8-ounce gloves, not 10, 12, or 16-ounce gloves, whatever they spar with. These is with 8-ounce gloves at the welterweight limit, So he know what's good. And Danny Garcia, we know he been a whole totally different person. And why is you acting like that? In my Ha Davis voice, he been a totally different person since the Matisse fight. He think the Matisse fight did for him what a Oscar De La Hoya fight did for Floyd Mayweather. He out of his motherfucking rabbit ass mind. They ain't did shit for his career. That fight was supposed to blow him up and cross him over to the Puerto Rican audience, and he went over there versus Herrera and shit a brick over there in Puerto Rico, and they still don't really accept him universally or even close to being universal recognized over there in Puerto Rico. So for me, I know they still not gonna fight this guy. They gonna find another another way to duck him. And like they said, Al Heyman can't force him to fight them. You know, they're going to be fighting, mandatories. And they're going to find either which way to duck Earl and Terrence Crawford or Jeff Horn. I think, Angel Garcia say Danny would never fight Jeff Horn or Terrence Crawford. Like, already Xing motherfuckers out and shit. Like I'm saying, dog. At the end of the day, if I had to pick one of them that more than likely will strap their nuts on and do it, equally, the both of the camps, they're not going to do it. They're not going to be proactive in fighting Errol Spence unless Errol Spence has a blip or gets exposed or something happens with Errol Spence that they feel they can take advantage of. We not a boxing community, or we not in the boxing generation of trendsetters. We are followers. So as soon as somebody exposes a fighter, then everybody want to jump up and get them. Nobody wants to be the trailblazer and set the trend or set the blueprint on how to beat some of these quote-unquote feared and unbeatable fighters that we deem by fans and media. Errol Spence ain't unbeatable. He can be beat, but nobody willing to lay their nuts on the line and do it. And it's sad, though. It's sad that, even if we do both, I have really never, seen a lot of scenarios like this. Either, Danny or Shawn wins this fight in the WBC. We all fuck. Neither one of them going to try to fight Errol Spence. I can't tell you that I have a little bit of faith in one party or the other party. I got equal of -0, which is an impossible. It's not a real number. -0 faith that either one of these guys going to step up and fight Errol Spence anytime soon. Al Heyman ain't going to make them do shit. If they have a promoter, which I think neither one of them do, no matter how much shit Errol Spence talk, no matter if he fuck their baby mama, fuck their wife, fuck Shawn or Kenny, whatever. No matter how disrespectful we can get, spit in Kenny Porter face, smack Shawn Porter, them dudes is not going to do the same thing with Danny Garcia. A dude from Philly, you thought, will have some type of heart, and have some balls. But, like, Philly fighters, they not cut like that no more. They not. And I ain't got nothing against Philly, but it ain't them old throwback Philly fighters and tough guys, they don't have that mentality no more. And especially if Danny is the leader of that, man, y'all don't have that no more in Philly as far as with this new generation of fighters that's led by Danny Garcia right now. You want to say Brian Jennings, Jesse Hart. Jesse Hart got heart. We seen that versus Ramirez, but talking about the face of Philly boxing right now, I don't know who y'all deem that is, but Danny Garcia, he ain't it. He ain't gonna go out there and lay it on the line. That Danny Garcia gone. Now, when Danny was a true blue blood Philly fighter, he told Matisse, let's go, let's get it on. And he strapped his nuts on and he bombed on his ass, and he made me look good and won me some bread on that. Well, other than that, since that leaf turn, he ain't been about shit, man. He ain't been about that life. And Kenny and Shawn, like, they ain't about it neither. They tell you every story to get around the issue with Errol Spence, saying, what if we get this WBC title, then we'll talk about fighting Errol Spence, or we definitely going to fight Errol Spence and try to unify with this WBC title. I guarantee you both of these guys win this WBC title. You know what the narrative going to be. Oh, you know what, man, we want to wait till Keith come back, man. We really want to beat the champion to really solidify us as the champion and call us the champion. We wait for Keith to come back. At that point, they don't mind if Keith beat him. They already got beat by Keith before. If Keith beat him, they move on up and do something else and go to other endeavors in their boxing career. Point blank, period. But they can't stomach the ass whooping that Earl gonna put on them. In their mind, they think Earl is gonna wreck their career and they won't be the same. And it's pitiful though. It's pitiful that I can't pick one party or the other that I believe that will step up and win this WBC belt between Danny and Shawn, and will be more likely to face Errol Spence in the near future. I have -0 faith in both of these parties that they won't do it. And basically, it's going to have to come down to Terrence Crawford being a trill dude, Errol Spence being a trill dude, and just making that our unofficial, undisputed number 1, number 2, or number 2, number 1 welterweight fight. That's what it's going to boil down to. Keith Thurman, it's a little fishy that he keep getting injured. Was he on some shit? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with his body. Also that's a product of being inactive. When you're inactive, a body in motion stays in motion. I say it all the time. In a body that's stagnant, you're going to start getting old, brittle fast, and you're going to start getting hurt bones. And that's Keith Thurman not being active. He fought once in 16, once in 17. He on track to fight 1 in 18. It ain't work that way. You still young. You got to be fighting 3-4 times a year. And that's why his body is probably giving up on him, because he's not active. He's around over there and, the pause, he was at the bar drunk when he met his wife over there. So that's telling you that he drank, and he destroying his body, you know. And it is what it is. You think he keep being a holistic type of guy, blowing the flute and playing the piano, but he got vices too. You know, if you drinking, and you over there partying the pause, and you partying between fights or whatever you may doing, it ain't working for him. You know, he's not dedicated to his craft. He reached the pinnacle. He became the number one welterweight, and I think that was his ultimate goal. You know, that really was his ultimate goal. And for you know, for Errol, you know, he's a product of, you know, of a bad situation. You know, really, he's really a bad product of a bad situation. You know, he's the Paul Williams of his generation, man. You know, he might have to venture off the other weight classes to get opportunities. He might fuck around and have to pull a Kell Brook and get his best opportunity at middleweight. You know, and it's sad and pitiful. You know, it's pitiful that a guy that all the talent, you know, who wants to be great, who wants to, you know, who wants to put it all on the line and fight Danny and Shawn and get it done and be trill in the boxing fans' eyes, and then go on and unify and become undisputed with Terrence Crawford to Keith Thurman. He not giving that opportunity. They trying to wait for this guy to show some weakness, get old, or outgrow the weight class, and then they want to go out there and be, you know, and be proactive. But the issue for guys like Danny, Shawn Porter, Keith Thurman is the fact that it's not only just Errol Spence, it's two Errol Spence in my eyes. It's two proactive motherfuckers at welterweight. It's Terrence Crawford too. They both one and the same as far as their mentality and wanting to put it on you and whoop that ass. So guess what? You know, if you try to swerve Terrence, you gotta swerve Shawn too, because they both gonna fuck all the division up. You know, and I just think we're gonna have an unofficial undisputed showdown between Errol and Terrence, and that's just gonna be our boxing palooza at welterweight. You know, and it is what it is. You know, that's for us to kind of boycott and stop watching Shawn and Danny Garcia at a certain point where they gonna fight some bullshit competition and try to hold off and still use Keith Thurman as a crutch. It's up to us to take our dollar, and our viewership is our dollar, and you know, both one and the same, and stop watching them at a point. If they not giving us the fight we want, take your viewership and don't watch that shit, man. You know, unify, boycott. You know, we gotta be, you know, unified, have some unity, and support Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, because they truly want to be great. If they fight each other and they make it pay-per-view, I'm not a real promoter of pay-per-view, but I'm paying $70, $80, and $100 to see that fight happen, because those guys truly want to be great. And Danny and Shawn, I would take my viewership away from them, and Keith Thurman. But y'all know what it is. Shout out to the LDBC, YTBC. Ain't nobody safe.